Wonderful people. It's Macabre Derek L. And I wanted to end up having a talk with you guys. I'm sure a lot of you have seen your inboxes and happen to notice that the content I'm putting seems to be a little bit scatterbrained. That might have a small thing to do with me being scatterbrained myself, but we're not here to judge. I hope not anyway. But I wanted to let you guys know where my head's at as far as this channel goes and maybe where it's going in the future. Now, as it currently stands, I haven't been getting as much 40K stuff as I'd like. That mostly has to do with the fact that I just haven't been going down to my local games workshop and playing. I've mostly been playing with a few friends, just an occasional pickup game. Um, Last game, in fact, was last night where I ended up playing a 500 point game with my Tyranids, and predictably, I got tabled with only removing 3 Chaos Space Marines off of the table out of 20. So, yeah, kind of a rough one. Such is my luck with Tyranids. But you've probably noticed I haven't posted a lot of 40K content. In fact, what I have been posting has been very much role-playing games associated. Now, this is covering mostly Black Crusade and Vampire the Masquerade. Two of my preferred favorites. Not that I don't care for D&D or Pathfinder, just it's not in the cards right now. It's not what I'm playing. And I'd like to keep the channel focused on what I'm doing now rather than trying to stick to one thing when I'm not sure if I can keep up with that kind of content. Looking at 40K, since I know that's what a lot of people ended up coming here for, there are so many channels out there. Nick Beer, he's put out a lot of content. I end up saying that arguably his Tyrannid learning curve video is some of the best Tyrannid content I've had the pleasure of seeing in quite some time. And he reinvigorated me back into this hobby. I love the world of 40K. It's just I express it better in a role-playing standpoint than I do tabletop, interestingly enough. So, that is a point. I'm looking at building up videos in the basics of basically playing Space Marines and their human allies in the Chaos setting, and maybe we'll touch a little bit on Dark Heresy. Not my particular interest, but I might be able to give a little bit of feedback and help some people maybe take a look at that particular hobby I'd like to call the realm of RPGs. It's an amazing realm, and I absolutely love doing it. The second thing I need to end up doing is, well, what's happening with Hive Fleet Draugr? Hive Fleet Draugr, I have not gotten around to painting much, if I'm going to be honest. It's kind of let down, I know. I personally was hoping to end up getting a lot more painting done, but I really haven't. However, it is the new year, and new painting challenges are coming out. And, I initially started with Hive Fleet Draugr just to see if I can get 10 days worth of painting and see if I can get something worthwhile done. And I did. Putting nose to the grindstone kind of thing. So I might be in the recent or near future going back to continue that project. I would love to end up getting my Hive Fleet back up and running and get some more games in. Maybe make a battle report or two. The first one wasn't too bad. Lot to be said you can do with a camera phone. It'd be nice if I end up reminding myself that keep it sideways so it doesn't try and record vertically. That's always a nice start. But you learn these things just through trial and error, and sometimes you forget the little things. There's also the matter of me doing some animations. Now, I've jumped on a few animation projects. They're very small, just trying to get into the rhythm and see if that's the kind of content I want to produce for you. I'm thinking I might end up starting to push into the realm of making some 40K animations, some shorts and what have you. But quite frankly, there's only so much time in the day. These little vlogs are nice, quick, and more importantly, I can probably produce better content even with just the rambling styles that I typically do. That being said, 40K is not my only interest. Like I said, role-playing games, the big one that I've been heavily involved with for the past year and a half has been Vampire the Masquerade and Vampire the Requiem. Um, I'm also a part of a Facebook game referred to as New Sarum, started by Matthew, the Gentleman Gamer, in which case I end up playing the character of Axel Linwood, Malkavian, who, suffice it to say, has some issues when it ends up coming down to his place in the Embrace. And it's been a very, very fun ride. I have to thank everybody who's involved in that group. Might end up leaving a link for it in the description if anybody's interested. Hope to end up seeing you there if you are. The last bit I'm probably going to have to end up touching upon is I'm going to need your feedback. I've posted a lot of different types of videos, not only in content but in style. Stuff as simple as having an image up with a little bit of text to explain what's going down, and you guys just kind of listening to it like you would any kind of podcast. I'm told they're fun to paint too, so if that's what you guys like, yeah, those are easy enough to produce that they don't eat up a whole bunch of time, and we could probably end up getting some information out of them. I also want to know if there's any interest in the, how do I put this, cross-culture role players who actually enjoy 40K, 40K players or fantasy players that end up enjoying the RPG side of things. Maybe a few people who actually enjoy the animated shorts and would like to end up seeing if there's a niche for, well, 40K animations, which there are so many animation gurus, I would end up saying. They probably would hate me for saying that, but they do some amazing stuff. Is there interest in it? The reason I end up asking this is because at the end of the day, the channel is not only here as my personal little side hobby, but also for your entertainment. But I'd like to end up giving a little bit more than just, small moments of laughter or having just mindless ideas. Let's see what we can end up bringing. See if I can bring something of value to this community. And that's kind of where I want to end up hearing back from you. What's the styles that caught your eye? What was the things you found annoying? Are videos always too long, or do you prefer the rambling bits? Just whatever it is that comes to mind. I keep an eye on the comment sections. The nice part about having a small channel, you don't have a lot of comments you will miss. And I'm sure as I get more comfortable in doing these kinds of videos and trying to build up a channel that might have a small following, I think I can end up contributing something that's unique to all of my interests in one channel. But it really comes down to you guys. What do you think? What do you find interesting? What is it that you don't end up following? What is it you skip? And it kind of becomes a moment where I end up realizing that there is always going to be interest in all the small ideas, but rather than going to the viewership where it's just a few random people just running into. I'm looking for the feedback from the few subscribers I do have. I want to end up hearing what you think. Oh, and one last thing. It's a long fucking time coming, but I have one video in the works still, and it's not to the quality I want, but it'll be coming soon enough, which is my response to Nick's battle report, which he did specifically on my request, where he's discussing his tactics. And I figure I end up offering him some feedback or some things I wasn't thinking about in a slightly more amusing fashion, I hope. I hope it'll be worth your attention. Anyway, until then, I'm not going to bother telling you to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm more interested in just hearing from you. Well, until next time.